needs to be adjusted for inflation. Yeah. Let's see how long it takes for it to fall off my dashboard. Today we're going to go for a little wander out with my village, local village, and we're going to find a walk that's supposed to take us to like a volcanic crater. And there it goes. It's not a long walk. It's literally up a hill, and then you get to see this structure, this crater. So it'll be fun to go. It's a nice day here. We've had rotten weather for the last 3 weeks. It's literally been still and grey and pretty horrible. Not good for the soul, not good for the mind, not good mentally at all. You feel like you're sort of hibernating almost. I just finished working my season at the restaurant, so we need to look for winter work. And in a small island, it's very difficult to find work. You can get really easy work. Like last winter, I ended up being a labourer for a construction firm, and I'm 51 now, and it nearly killed me. I lasted 4 weeks. I said I'd give myself 4 weeks, see how I go. I said I'd give myself 4 weeks, and I did it. I did it. But my back was gone. I'd twisted an ankle, so I couldn't even push a wheelbarrow full of concrete. But I didn't let them down. I did it. Through that, I got through the pain. But I was leaving at 4:30 in the morning and coming back at 6 o'clock. So I was leaving when it was dark and coming back when it was dark, and I never got to see my dog, really. It was perpetual darkness. I had someone looking after him to walk during the day. I only really got to see him at the weekends because it was so dark. I live in a caravan, so there's not I don't have the luxury of a big, nicely, brightly lit house. It's very much a base camp, my caravan. It's not really a place to sort of stay for an extended period of time, because you start to go mad. So, yeah, I didn't get to see him much at all. And then, unfortunately, this was in January of last year. Unfortunately, on the 29th of January, I let him out for a wee in the morning, and he just wandered over to the path, and I was looking at him through the window while I was having a coffee, and he just sat down and just stared into nothing. He just stared off into nothing, and I thought, there's something terribly wrong here. And I took him to the vets that afternoon, and I left vets with him dead in the back of my car, sleeping in the back of my car when we got home. So that was rough, man. That was rough. So this time of year is reminding me of that. It's been a year. It hasn't been a year. It's been 10 months. But this weather, this sort of winter weather now, we've got a real cold snap at the moment, and the winter weather is reminding me of all of those things again. And then you dovetail that into not feeling worth much when you've got, you're not doing a lot, you're not working much. So what I'm trying to do at the moment, when I do get a good day like this, a day that's bright and blue, we try and make the most of it, because the dark comes quickly in this place. By about 4:45 it's fully dark. So you've got to make the most of your day. You've got to get up earlier, you've got to make sure you've got get yourself well fed. You've really got to look after yourself mentally here. It's beautiful, stunning place to live, but it's also a very insular, lonely place to live. I made the decision to live here. It's nobody's fault. It's just the way of it, isn't it? I made the decision to live here, and it has many benefits. But at this time of year, when the changing of the clocks, things start to slow down, tourists start to leave. Silent, and there's a baby bird on the road there. Let's try and avoid that. Yeah, so that's where we are. Try and get myself out of this rut that I've found myself in. It's happening gradually over time. It's slowly getting into me, this, what am I doing? What am I doing at the moment? Am I on holiday? I deserve a holiday. I worked bloody hard over the summer. But there's a part of my psyche, my subconscious, that's saying to me, what are you doing? Shouldn't you be doing something? Shouldn't you be working? It's attacking my thinking. This is the same thing happens every year, dog or not. Even if I had Bo, I'd still be at this juncture of what am I actually doing? I'm so jealous of people that can just switch off on a day and spend a day not even thinking or contemplating what they're doing. They're just going about their day. It's just a day to them. But for me, a day is much more. I dissect my time, if that makes sense. I overthink my time. Maybe I need to talk to somebody about that. So that's it. I'm nearly there, actually. I only took about 10 minutes, but we're losing the light, so we don't have a lot of time. When do we have any time, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. Let's get parked up. I think. Here we go. To access the crater lock entrance through the gate, 100 metres. No entry at all through this gate at any time. Understood? If we look here, we can see a nice well-worn path. Look at the frost. Ice on the road, but my goodness, it's good. How nice is it? I think the recipient of that sign meant this gate. There's a path. mate. God, it's always that first foray when you step out and start doing exercise. Until you warm up, you're knackered. Everywhere it's quite boggy, this path. I don't even know if I'm in the right one. Coming across a wood there, but if you look over there, I think I've got a feeling it might be in there, behind there, which might involve even more climbing, but we'll warm up. We will persevere, we will endure. Wow. Ice. Let's just see if we can find what we're looking for. Surely I don't have to climb that, do I? It might not look like much from you, from your point of view, but that's quite a little hike up there. How exciting! What an amazing day! Yeah, we're getting closer now to the aforementioned hill. I'm still out of breath. The gate's there. I mean, it looks like absolutely nothing. And it is absolutely nothing, to be fair, but when you haven't done much exercise, it's certainly going to be an adventure wandering up there, but we'll take it nice and slow. I think I'm nearly at the top, but you know what these mountains are like when they tease you. I've already stopped twice on the way up. I am ridiculously unfit, but we're starting to get the view now. Let's hope it's worth it, man. Well, was it worth it? I would say so.
Somebody hold my head up. Somebody hold my head up.
Out over there, that's the north of the island there, and you've got Call in the distance. I realised that when I was filming up there with the drone, I had completely forgotten how cold it was, and as soon as I stopped filming and got the drone safely back down, because it was quite windy up there, I couldn't feel my hands, and it was freezing up there. So we quickly packed away and had another look around and making our way back down. Wow, that was cold. I'm only just warming up now. What I'm going to do is we are going to go back to the car and then we'll hello son, we're going to go and drive along this loch here. I will tell you what it is on screen. Hello? Oh, you can really echo here. Hello? Wow. We're going to drive along a wee bit and then we're going to walk and we're going to grab a seat and get a coffee. So we'll see if we can find somewhere. I decided not to go further along the loch there because we were losing the sun. So we're heading back to Dervig now. But I thought we'd sit here for a while, eh? Why not? I'll show you Dervig. And this is Dervig. And again, you can see Coll just over there in the distance. There it is. So this is my cook kit. It came highly recommended from all the tubers. It's a fire maple. Now it didn't come with this stove. But I've got two fire maple stoves like this. This one is just far more sturdier and the top is much wider and you get a better heat distribution, and the other one felt it just felt a wee bit flimsy. This just opens up really easily. It doesn't have an igniter, you have to light it yourself, but I've got a lighter and I've got a lighter and a striker as well. It comes with this striker. That's probably not very sensible doing that in front of a gas can that I'm not sure is even on properly. I should really be doing this out of the wind. It's not a lot of wind, but you can see it's got grooves, slots here for placing the actual pot there, and it's got a sort of a radiator effect on the bottom. Cheers! Here's to swimming with bow-legged women. Oh, that's good. I don't know if you'll be able to hear any of this because of that digger down there, but it's quite interesting. What I was saying there in the car when I set out was quite negative, wasn't it? So I left the house today and had that attitude in my brain. That was my mind makeup when I left the house and got in the car. Just because I got out and walked up that hill and did something active, did something different, saw something different, exerted a little energy, it's changed my feeling of the day. And my feelings can change daily, or my outlook on the day is dictated by how I'm feeling when I open my eyes and when I wake up. Now there are some days when I wake up and everything's right with the world, not a problem. It could be chucking with rain outside, it could be rotten and windy, and I won't feel any sort of negativity at all. I'll be fine. I'll just go about my day and that'll be the day. It's not a problem. But there are some days I'll wake up and it'll be gorgeous outside and I'm not having any of it. And I didn't make that decision. something made up my mind when I open my eyes. So in a sense, you're not really in control of it. It's what you do with it when you realise that there's a problem when you wake up. And it's taken me a long time, many years, to realise that you have a choice in that you can wake up. Before, a long time ago, I would wake up and then I'd think, oh no, I'm going to have another day like this. And then I'd ruminate over it and think, why is that? Why, what's changed? Then you start to become fearful about what's different. Why am I feeling like this? What reason is there behind it? There has to be, you're looking for an answer all the time. And it took me a long time to realise that there isn't an answer to it. It just is. It's how you interpret it and how you allow it to shape your day. If you choose to ruminate over it and think there's something terribly wrong, you're going to make it worse. What I do now is just try and mitigate it. There's the snowplow out. They're spreading the salt. We must be expecting some pretty rough weather coming up. It's snowing in England apparently. Yes, it shapes your day. So now I try and do little things just to try and alleviate that feeling of insularity, if that's even a word. And you push through it. It's like pushing through a membrane. You've got to fight for it really. You've got to fight through it. And then when you do something like I did today, it changes it. It pushes it to one side because you're concentrating your mind on something completely different. You're almost tricking your brain. That's why people really enjoy things like cold plunges and wild swimming, because it basically alarms your brain. It knocks it out of whatever route it was thinking and just shocks it out of its habit. Yes, so you can see why they do that. It's basically it's an electric shock to your head, in that it changes the way that your wire is brained for that day, I think, on any particular day. So doing something like I did today has shocked it out of its familiar path, and we're somewhere different now. And I know this. There are times when you don't remember your own advice, and unfortunately, sometimes that can lead to people being in a hole for days or weeks. Try and get out is what I would say. Try and just shock it. If you can't get out to sort of rural places, just try and do something unfamiliar. Go to the library. Try and touch something, be tangible. Feel it. Feel things around you more. You never know. Something quite profound might happen. Well, I can't feel the tip of my finger. It's that cold. So I'm gonna go, and we'll get on with our day with a different viewpoint.